From beautiful Union Field in West Deptford, Comcast Sports presents Colonial Conference Baseball. Tonight, the Eagles of West Deptford High School hosting the Green Wave of Audubon High School. Hi everybody, I'm Bob Shryock along with Mike Shute from Union Field. Mike, on a great night for a baseball game, and a game that has tremendous ramifications in the Colonial Conference standings.
Absolutely, Bob. These two teams have tremendous tradition and history in terms of winning the Colonial Conference. Audubon ruled throughout the 90s. West Deptford has won the last 4 Colonial Conference titles, and West Deptford tonight comes in first place at 8-1 in the conference. Audubon right behind them at 7-2.
And of course, Haddon Township won last night, so they're 8-2. And Audubon win tonight creates a three-way dead heat.
Absolutely, three-way tie with 3 very good teams. And talking to some of the coaches in the conference, they say every team has one very good pitcher, and any team can beat any other team in this conference on any night.
Some tremendous athletes in this game tonight, Mike. One of them is, of course, Steve Rizzo, the shortstop for Audubon, coming off a tremendous football season for the Green Wave. He's one of the key players for Gene Horan's team.
Rizzo has accepted a football scholarship to play at Colgate University, so he's certainly proven what he can do on the football field. He's also an all-conference shortstop, though, in the Colonial Conference, so certainly a guy that's got all-around skills, all-around abilities. He's a leader for this team. Coach Rich Horan says he's one of the most respected hitters in South Jersey.
West Deptford has had some tremendous offense this season, but they also have some great pitching. Mike, and one of the pitchers in that team is Jake Rifkin, who's just having a tremendous season, 4-1, an ERA just over 2.
Rifkin, outstanding, has a 3-quarter delivery. His sinker pitch is his out pitch, so look for that tonight. And Rifkin has accepted a scholarship to play baseball at Marist, so a lot of high-quality athletes tonight in this ball game. And as you said about Rifkin, 4-1, he was 5-2 last year, and he was their go-to guy last year too.
Okay, great one coming up, West Deptford and Audubon after this. Mike Shute and Bob Shryock at West Deptford, Union Field, Green Wave of Audubon, the Eagles of West Deptford, and a couple of high echelon teams battling for first place in this one, Mike.
Absolutely. West Deptford comes in actually ranked number 9 in the Courier Post top 20, Bob, and we talked about in the open the conference ramifications as well, as you've got West Deptford at 8-1 in the Colonial right now. Audubon actually technically in 3rd place at 7-2. Haddon Township 8-2.
The lineups for the Audubon Green Wave, the batting order, Zach Fadio leading off, Matt Roldan second, Steve Rizzo, the shortstop, bats 3rd, Wade Geis, the pitcher, cleanup hitter, Pat Rich, Matt Netz, Kyle Urban, John Flacco, and Greg Prinsky, the lineup for the Green Wave of Audubon High School. These two teams have developed quite a rivalry in baseball. That's the defensive order for West Deptford. Jake Rifkin will be pitching to this great sophomore catcher, Tim Wentz, Woody, Jacobowski, Granaro, and McShane's in the infield, Bailey, Lacey, and Thames in the outfield.
And Brandon Woody playing first base tonight. We will not see him offensively, just playing defense at first base. Tony Urban, a freshman, will be DHing in that spot when Woody would come to the plate.
We had a chance to talk to the West Deptford coach just after he came out of the bullpen, and he was high on the efforts of Rifkin warming up tonight, Tim, or Mike.
Yeah, Rifkin, he said he's ready. He said this is a senior, a guy that lives for big games like this, and he is ready to roll. Rifkin comes in, appeared in 6 games, has started 5. 1 complete game. He's pitched 22 innings. He has a record of 4-1 with a 2.23 ERA. He has walked just 7 while striking out 27, Bob.
That is a great ratio. And we're ready to go. What a night for a ball game. Gentle breeze blowing. It looks out a little bit towards center. Overcast 70 degrees. Well, we got everything tonight. 5 miles per hour wind. But the balls hit in the air to left and left center could be helped by the wind tonight.
Absolutely. Should carry them a bit. As if we got a good look at the flag and the breeze of the blowing the flag out there in center field, but it certainly will push the balls towards left and left center.
Zach Fadio leading off for Audubon against the offerings of Jake Rifkin. He takes ball 1.
Fadio playing center field tonight for the Green Wave, a senior first-year varsity player. He's one of just 2 left-handed hitters in the Green Wave lineup tonight.
Ball and a strike to the leadoff hitter.
Fadio pitched, was the starter on Wednesday as Audubon lost to Collingswood 8-7 in extra innings, just their 3rd loss of the year.
Hit sharply up the middle for a base hit. Fielded out there by Lacey. But a clean leadoff hit for Fadio to start the ball game.
And a good start if your Audubon team comes in with a team batting average of .327. So the Green Wave certainly know how to put the bat on the ball.
Matt Roldan, the number 2 hitter, will try to move the runner.
Roldan, another first-year varsity man on this Audubon team. A team that actually has 7 players in their starting lineup, Bob, that are in their first full season at the varsity level. Something kind of unusual for Audubon.
For a young team that's very successful. Good lead for Fadio at first base. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. 1-0 to Roldan.
Roldan comes in hitting just .182. 6 hits and 33 at bats.
Keeping Fadio close at first base.
Fadio has not attempted a stolen base this season.
Kind of unusual for a leadoff hitter.
Very.
2-0 to Roldan. We'll watch this one carefully, probably taking this pitch.
As a team, Audubon's only attempted 11 steals this season, and that is in over the course of 11 games. But 7 of those by the number 3 hitter that we'll see next, Steve Rizzo, 7 for 7 stealing bases this year.
Takes a strike, 2-1 to Roldan. Audubon trying to get something started here in the top of the first. A runner on with nobody out. 2-1 count to Roldan.
Roldan a .381 on base percentage this year. Has walked 8 times.
What you want your number 2 hitter to do? Well, they almost have him picked off at first. Close play.
West Deptford rotation play on. They are convinced Roldan's going to be bunting here. He is choked up pretty high on the bat. 3rd baseman for West Deptford, Charlie McShane, way in on the grass. 2nd baseman, Steve Jacobowski, rotating towards 2nd. They don't move this time.
That was 3-1. Rifkin behind Roldan. Roldan, very patient hitter. So pretty good on base percentage despite that batting average. 3-1 count.
Rifkin really concerned about Fadio over there at first base, and you wonder if they know a little something more than what the Audubon statistics tell you. He's 0 for 0 this year in stealing bases.
Full count. We'll see if Fadio is running at first.
Ton of throws over there to first. That's got to be the fourth or 5th time he's tossed over there.
Yeah.
3-2 though. That does change the complexion of what your base runner may be doing in this situation.
He is running. Foul off to the right side. Fadio will come back.
Roldan certainly making Rifkin work though. So this upcoming pitch will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. Rifkin 5-2 last year for the Eagles. Both teams throwing their number 1 starters at each other tonight, knowing the importance of this game.
Very long at bat with all the throws to first, and
Yeah, we should have ran a stopwatch on this one.
Roldan's good eye. And Roldan calls timeout, tired of waiting. Video not running. Foul at the plate. Still 3-2 to Roldan. Video not running on that occasion.
Roldan comes into today with the most official at-bats amongst players on the Audubon lineup. He and Steve Rizzo actually tied with 33 at-bats on the season. Official at-bats, that is.
It was running foul again.
So now 8 pitches already in this at-bat.
A long top of the first inning. There's nobody out yet.
And we're only at the second hitter. Yet it's been about 8 minutes. See if they start the runner again.
Nope. Ball four. What a bat by Roldan. Tremendous at bat. Gets the walk. Audubon with a scoring opportunity in the first inning. First and second, nobody out for the number 3 hitter, Steve Rizzo.
Rizzo, the captain of this Audubon team, really makes the team go. Leads the squad in hitting at .636, a .939 slugging percentage. 21 hits in 33 at-bats, Bob.
A tremendous season as the Green Wave quarterback as well. What an athlete. Good fastball by Rifkin. Strike to Rizzo. Fadio on second, Roldan on first. Nobody out top of the first. Scoring opportunity for the Green Wave. Foul back, so Rifkin ahead of this hitter, 0-2 to Rizzo.
Rizzo has struck out just one time this season.
That's a pretty amazing stat for a high school player.
And that's, again, 33 at-bats for Rizzo. This is 34th, well, if it goes down as an official at-bat. You say you want to know plate appearances? Well, he's got 37 plate appearances. And again, just one strikeout.
Rizzo wants time out. Rifkin taking some time out there here in the top of the first. 0-2 count to Rizzo. Rifkin needs an out. Good stop by the catcher, Tim Wentz. 1-2 to Rizzo.
Wentz just a sophomore back there behind the plate. 5 seniors in the West Deptford starting lineup tonight.
Two and two.
A lot of pitches in this first inning for Rifkin.
Well, also he's struggling.
16 already. Still nobody out. And just 3 hitters.
Another good stop by Wentz and another full count. So Rifkin had Rizzo down in the count 0-2. It's now 3-2. Let's see if the runners stay put. Fadio on second, Roldan on first. Full count to Rizzo. Nobody out top of the first. Ball 4. Wow, that was a close pitch too. Bases loaded, nobody out. A rugged first inning for Rifkin. And the cleanup hitter, Matt Geist, the batter.
And another fantastic at-bat for Audubon. 2 players in a row. Work walks. Roldan fouled off 3 pitches with 2 strikes against him and was able to work the walk. Rizzo got down 0-2 and was able to manage the walk. And Audubon's got the bases loaded. Little meeting at the mound there as Geist steps to the plate. Geis may be ready for the World Wrestling Federation, or the WWE as they call it now, with that face paint tonight. Serious business in the Colonial Conference.
Ball 1 to Geis.
Geis steps in hitting .276. 8 for 29 on the season. Does have 12 RBIs. No home runs.
That's a strike. Ball and a strike to Geis. Rifkin's pitching counterpart.
Just a sophomore. Plays first base when he's not pitching. Also a football player at Audubon.
Could be 2 to second. They get 1. High throw. And they're going to get another run out of it. A high throw on the relay to first. They were running a rundown.
He was out, actually. He's trying to fool West Deptford into thinking that he can, so he can get the runner from first to go to second. He was actually already out on the force.
That's strange.
So they were chasing him around for no reason. But so they get 1 out there.
He got 1 out of the second. The relay should have been a double play. It was a high throw.
Although I don't know, but what happened was someone got hit with the ball standing out front of the West Deptford dugout, a coach, and now I think that's what Coach Rich Horan is going to come out and find out about. He's going to ask base umpire Mike Josephs about that, because one of the coaches was standing out front of the dugout and was hit with the pitch. Now they're talking about second base. Maybe they're going to say call interference on the slide, perhaps.
A bit of bizarre inning, isn't it?
So let's see if they
got an out. 1 out. All they got was 1 out.
And now they put 2 back up on the board, but I think there's only 1 as the head coach Jason Cruz comes out now of the West Deptford dugout to find out what's going on, and umpire sends him back again. They've got 2 outs on the board, but not sure if that's going to be right. I think they're going to have to revisit that, put 1 up. So Geis, nevertheless, is safe at first. We know that. We know Zach Fadio has scored 1 run for the Green Wave, and we assume Matt Roldan also, he scored safely from second. Okay, so and Rizzo is erased, going from first to second for 1 out. So it's a 2-0 lead. Let's put it that way.
So since you can't assume the double play, I guess Geis gets an RBI on the Fadio run, right?
Absolutely.
This has been a strange inning, to say the least. 2-0 Audubon, 1 out.
Courtesy runner in for the pitcher at first base.
And he almost got picked off to make that bizarre inning even more bizarre.
That's number 13, Jim O'Donnell.
Pat Rich, the batter. Well, Rifkin is making a lot of throws to first base. It's a strike to Rich.
Count now even at 1-1.
One and 2. Good pitch by Rifkin.
Rifkin trying to settle in. He got that ground ball that he wanted. West Deptford just couldn't execute and turn the double play.
2 and 2. Yeah, as much as he struggled, if the return throw to first was on target and it was not, they'd have 2 outs, only 1 in. Swing and a miss, strike through, and that's a strikeout that Rifkin needed badly. That's the second out of the inning, and that brings up Matt Netz.
For
Much
Rifkin,
needed to strike out for Rifkin.
For Rifkin, the 28th strikeout for him. He's got a couple of walks this inning. He'd only given up 7 walks coming into today, so 2 in this inning. Matt Netz playing third base tonight for the Green Wave of Audubon. Comes in hitting .333, 10 for 30 on the season. Second on the team in he has 5 RBIs. Second on the team in total at bats.
Dismissing.
Netz is one of only 3 players on the Audubon roster to this point in the season that have double figures in total hits. He has 10. You mentioned Rizzo with 21. Kyle Urban, who's on deck, has 11.
1-2 count to Netz. A strange first inning.
Netz is another one of those 7 players in this Audubon lineup with just in their first year of varsity experience.
Fouled back by Netz. Count holds at 1-2.
This will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Rifkin.
30 pitches. That is a lot of pitches in any inning.
It's a lot of pitches in 2 innings sometimes.
Dismissing. 2-2 count to Netz. Been a struggle for Rifkin here in the first. Steal attempt, and he's in safely at second. A pretty good tag by the second baseman, Jacobowski, but he slid in safely.
O'Donnell almost looked like he wasn't going to slide either. He was headed for the bag there and kind of real late slide. Perhaps thought the count was full, maybe? It is now.
3-2 pitch to Netz. It's sharply off of Jacobowski. Going to score a run. And it's 3-0 Audubon on the RBI single by Netz.
And that turns into a key stolen base by O'Donnell. He got himself into scoring position and was able to score easily from second base. And what happened on that play and what really caused Jacobowski trouble in getting to that ball, Bob, he was kind of jockeying for position over there, stepping towards the bag at second, trying to keep O'Donnell close to the bag. And as he started to retreat back to his position, the ball was hit where he came from, only in the spot he came from as he was going back towards his regular position, spun his wheels, couldn't get back into the play to get the ball.
Ball one to Kyle Urban.
Urban, a good story, a senior. Missed last season, baseball season, because he broke his leg during the 2006 football season. He's a running back, defensive back. Umpire
Mike Young heading to the West Edward dugout. He might be mad at something he's hearing over there. And coming back. It's been a forgettable first inning for West Edward, to say the least. A lot of pitches by Rifkin. A lot of deep counts.
Urban comes in hitting .344.
Fouled back, ball and a strike to Urban. Two and one.
Tough pitch there for Rifkin. Wanted that one, as did the West Deptford bench. And Rifkin's going to take a little walk behind the mound to regain his composure. Pitch was close. But when you're struggling, as Rifkin has been in this first inning, sometimes you just don't get those close calls.
3 and 1.
Another one that was close, and Rifkin really wanted that one. You saw him kind of over-exaggerate the follow-through, Bob. I'm just going to hang there for a minute, like in some disbelief.
Inside corner, full count.
Fourth full count in the inning for Jake Rifkin. This is the 7th batter he has faced.
Called strike 3. Finally, the inning ends as Urban goes down looking. Middle of inning number 1. It's Audubon 3 and West Deptford coming to bat. Not the way the Eagles wanted to start this one, Mike.
Certainly not. Certainly not. They got the ground ball that they needed, though, with the bases loaded. They got the ground ball off the bat of Wade Geis. Got the fielder's choice 4-6, but unfortunately the throw from shortstop Scott Renaro went a little high over the head of first baseman Brandon Woody towards the West Deptford dugout. That allowed an extra run to score, and they couldn't turn that double play. That would have been a key double play had they been able to pull it off.
The West Deptford batting order: Jake Lacey, Tim Wentz, J.C. Jacobowski bats third. Scott Renaro is 26 runs batted in, more than double the number 2 guy in the West Deptford team. Jake Rifkin, the pitcher, bats 5th. Charlie McShane 6th. Tony Urban, Joe Thayers, and Miles Bailey.
As we mentioned, yet Tony Urban, the DH.
Pretty good crowd on hand for this one. On an absolutely perfect night for a high school baseball game. That's the defensive alignment for Audubon. Wade Geis, the pitcher. Matt Rowland, the backstop for Audubon. Rich, Urban, Rizzo, and Nets in the infield. In the outfield, Prinsky, Fadio, and Flacco from left to right.
And interesting, you look at the two teams' batting lineups tonight. Each team has a guy with the last name of Urban batting 7th in their lineup this evening. Tony Urban, the DH for West Deptford, just a freshman, pitched a complete game last night, Bob, as the West Deptford Eagles beat Haddon Heights. And West Deptford coach Jason Carew says that keep an eye on Tony Urban, just a freshman. He's going to be a special player for these West Deptford Eagles for a number of years to come. Just 14 years old, threw that complete game last night in the win, 9-4, again over Haddon Heights.
So Wade Geis on the mound for Audubon. He'll face Jake Lacey to lead off the ball game for West Deptford. This has been a very potent offense for the Eagles this year. First place at stake in the Colonial Conference in this one. West Deptford leading Audubon by a game and Haddon Township by a half game. Pitch off to the right, 2-third base, 1 pitch, and 1 out. Good job by Nets at third, taking his time, getting it over Rich for the easy out on Lacey.
So Lacey will see his .327 season average dip a little bit there. Hit it on the nose, but right at Matt Nets over there at third.
Tim Wentz bats. He's only a sophomore, as we've indicated, and he's a good one.
Wentz hitting .465 on the season.
Strike 1 to Wentz, 0-1.
9 RBIs.
Strike 2, so Geis coming out throwing nothing but strikes to the first two hitters. 0-2 to Wentz.
20 hits on the year for Wentz, 18 of them singles, and to go along with 2 doubles.
1-2 count to Wentz.
Geis, the pitcher, you can see him there. His strength is his fastball, and he's got a good one.
Hit the short, a true hop to Rizzo. He bends it over Rich for the out on Wentz. So 2 infield ground balls to the first 2 hitters. And Geis getting the job done with a minimal of pitches. And Steve Jakubowski bats for West Deptford, number 3 hole hitter.
Jakubowski, the stud soccer player at West Deptford. We saw him in the fall on Comcast Sports. Fantastic, fantastic soccer player. He's going to go on to play collegiate soccer at Long Island University. Hitting .432 this year.
Just strike. Impressive start by Geis, getting the ball over to the first hitter. All 3 hitters have taken strikes.
2 home runs on the season for Jakubowski to go along with 11 RBIs.
Strike 2.
I mentioned that .432 batting average, Bob. He's going to play soccer at Long Island. Maybe he can walk on the baseball team, too. They might be happy to see him.
Yeah. He's in the hole 0-2 to Geis. Ball and 2 strikes.
Geis just a sophomore for this Audubon team, but definitely their number 1 pitcher.
2-2.
One almost nicked the sleeve there of Jakubowski as he turned away from that pitch.
Full count. So after getting ahead of Jakubowski 0-2, it's now full.
Geis, we mentioned his record 4-0 this year, a 1.38 ERA. He has appeared in 5 games, started 4, 26 innings pitched on the year. Just 4 earned runs allowed by Wade Geis.
Hit a long way to left center field. Hit deep, way back. It's out of here. Home run for Steve Jakubowski, and that gets one back for West Deptford. He hit it a mile to left center field, and no doubt about it, shot by Jakubowski. 3-1.
Crushed it into the gap in left center, and it just carried. Good wind, we said, blowing out. It's going to carry the ball towards left center, and it certainly helped. But Jakubowski put a charge into it for his 3rd round tripper of the season. Just a real good all-around athlete, Steve Jakubowski. We're going to see a lot of real good all-around athletes tonight in this ballgame.
Scott Renaro, who's had the big RBI year for West Deptford, batting 4th. 3-1 ballgame on a Jakubowski homer for West Deptford. Strike on the inside corner to Renaro.
Jakubowski hit one last night as well, and Renaro took 2 out of here of Union Field last night as West Deptford picked up that victory over Haddon Heights.
Hit sharply in the left field for a base hit by Renaro. Clean single fielded out there by Prinsky, and Renaro a 2-out base runner on first, and that one was drilled.
And Renaro's .371 batting average will certainly rise after that base knock. Renaro now with 13 hits on the season. Actually came in with 13 hits. That hit being hit number 14. 2 home runs last night, 5 on the season for Renaro.
Rifkin with a chance to help himself. Throws right, bats left.
Stands in hitting .389. 12 hits on the year. 13 singles and a double. Does have 11 RBIs.
Hitting. Rifkin hit by the pitch. And West Deptford with a 2-out rally. Homer, single, and now hit by pitch. Eagles with 2 runners on with 2 outs. And Charlie McShane bats.
Second time Rifkin's been hit by a pitch this year. The 13th time a West Deptford player has reached base being hit by a pitch. And Rifkin steps off for the courtesy runner over there at first base. .25, Matt Crott takes his place at first base.
Little bounce to the first base. Fielded nicely by Rich. And that's a 3rd out of the inning. But a home run by Jacobowski puts West Deptford on the board after 1 from Union Field. Audubon 3 and West Deptford 1. Mike Shute and Bob Shryock at Union Field in West Deptford. It's a good one. Audubon 3, West Deptford 1 as we begin the second inning. And John Flacco leads off for the Green Wave, and that's what Rifkin needs to do, throw strikes, 0-1.
We'll be hearing a lot of the name Flacco this coming weekend.
Well,
the NFL draft coming up, and John's older brother Joe, a product out of the University of Delaware, certainly could go
Still high. His stock is up, right?
Yeah, he could. The word is he could go as early as the first round. Perhaps Bill Parcells may trade up with Dallas to the 28th pick and go after Joe Flacco in the first round. But most projections have him going in the early second round.
Swung on this, strike 3. So Rifkin, with back-to-back strikeouts, seems to have found the control. That's 1 out in the second and brings up Greg Prinsky. And Flacco is one of 6 brothers, Mike, and they're all great athletes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good tradition there at Audubon of Flacco's.
One and 0 to Prinsky.
Prinsky has played in 4 games, has just 7 at-bats. No hits yet for the senior playing left field.
Hit the third. Nice play at third base. Guns it over the first. Great play by McShane to Woody for the out on Prinsky. Not an easy ball to handle at third, but McShane did it well.
That's one of those balls where it comes off the bat and you're playing third base and it's reaction. It's all about reaction to third base. And you could see McShane thought that ball was smoked at him. And he really looked like he tried to make a move quickly. And then he realized, oh, this ball isn't hit as hard as it really looks. It slows down and he takes a moment to make the play. But that's a tough ball to handle down there at third.
Zach Fadio bats for Audubon. Hit sharply to second. Tries a short hop. That is safe. Jacobowski tried to short hop the ball, couldn't come up with it cleanly, and Fadio beats it out.
Bang, bang play down there at first base. Good speed by Fadio, gets him aboard, but Jacobowski did everything he could do to try and keep it in front of him and make that play.
What are you going to do, give him an infield hit on that? Got to be an error, doesn't it?
We'll see what they put on the board here officially
at
Union Field.
Here,
they've got 3 hits now on the board for Audubon. That would be hit number 3.
Charitable scoring, but a tough play nonetheless for Jacobowski. Probably should have handled it. Roldan, who had the long at bat in the first inning.
And Fadio, who drew all the attention, creating that long at bat. Bob is back at first base again, now 2 for 2. 2 of the 3 Audubon hits today.
It's a strike. Roldan walked and scored one of the 3 runs in the first inning for Audubon. Outside. Ball and the strike to Roldan.
Fadio aboard with that single. 2 hits tonight. Gives him 11 on the season. Had 9 coming in. So he will see his average jump a bit. He was 9 for 27 coming into tonight at .333. Lights are on here at Union Field in West Deptford.
Running on the pitch. Good throw, but they get there a little late. Jacobowski a little late getting the second, and a stolen base by Fadio.
When you're a catcher and somebody's stealing, nobody's at the bag, they tell you, hey, just throw it. It's up to the...
And that was a good throw.
Yeah, it's up to the position players to get there. And it's tough when you've got a batter swinging and you've got to get there and cover the bag, too. You don't want to get too far out of position too soon, should that ball be hit.
2-2 to Roldan.
Roldan walked and scored his first time up. He walked and then scored as West Deptford tried to turn that double play. The ball thrown into the dugout and allowed Roldan to score from second base.
Outside, 3-2, another full count to Roldan. Young man's got a pretty good eye, doesn't he?
Absolutely, had that really long at bat his first time up. Saw, 11 pitches, I guess it was.
A little pop-up, easy play for Jacobowski. He'll catch it for the third out, and Rifkin gets out of the second inning without any further damage. Middle of inning number 2, and it's still Audubon 3 and West Deptford 1. That was an inning that Rifkin needed after that rugged first, Mike.
Absolutely, he had that. Really, the key was getting that strikeout to start it. Mowing down John Flacco gets them the ground ball. So you get 2 quick outs on, I guess it was, let's see, he threw 5 pitches to get those first 2 outs. And you're right, Rifkin really needed that after a first inning in which he threw well over 30 pitches. And Wade Geis, conversely, the sophomore for Audubon, got off to a good start in his first inning, got the first 2 batters, then gave up the home run to Jacobowski, a single and a hit by pitch. So it turned into a little bit of a longer inning for him there in the first as well. So both of our pitchers kind of struggled in that first inning.
Nice night to watch a ball game. Good crowd on hand.
Lots of great things going on right now in the Philadelphia area. South Jersey area, you've got the Penn Relays going on this weekend over in Philadelphia. You've got the Camden River Sharks opening up in Camden this weekend. Phillies are, of course, out of town. You got the Sixers in the playoffs, the Flyers in the playoffs. It's an exciting time around here.
And they're all going to win championships. There's going to be too many parades.
What will they do with all the traffic, with all those parade goers?
A lot of people think the Flyers were victimized by the officials last night.
That was a couple of interesting calls, no doubt. The high stick, potential high stick, the phantom kneeing call. Is it maybe it seems like the Flyers always, that's something like that always seems to happen to the Flyers over the years.
True. Urban leading off for West Deptford in the second. Designated hitter. Facing Wade Geis.
Urban, just a freshman, comes in hitting .208, but has an on-base percentage of .367. Five hits and 24 bats for the freshman.
Good swing, fouls it back, 0-1 to Urban.
As we mentioned earlier, talking about him, he pitched a complete game last night to beat Haddon Heights as West Deptford won 9-4 here at Union Field. Urban just 14 years old.
Foul back, 0-2 to Urban. Ball and 2 strikes. Audubon 8-1 or 7-2 in Colonial, and West Deptford 8-1. Hits Audubon 3, West Deptford 2 to this point. One around. They'll make the play at first. Roland to Rich for the out on Urban, and there's a strikeout credited to Geis.
His first of the evening. For Geis on the season, he's now collected strikeout number 36. That is in 5 games. 5 games entering tonight, I should say.
Center field was hit well by Thames, but it's an out for out number 2 in the inning. That was hit well. To third with a long out to center field. I'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Bailey. Miles Bailey for the Eagles. So 2 outs for the second straight inning. Geis got the first 2 hitters okay. Little low ball 1 to Bailey.
Bailey comes in hitting .471. So you gotta like seeing that number out of your number 9 hole hitter.
Ball on the strike to Bailey.
Bailey 8 for 17 on the season. Does have 6 RBIs.
Foul tip. Ball and 2 strikes to Bailey.
Bailey really hung with that pitch. It was an off-speed breaking pitch. You saw his stride. He got a little bit out in front of it, but kept the hands back, and then was able to chop it away.
One and 2 pitch to Bailey. The shortstop, True Hop. Alphonse is True from Rizzo to Rich for the out. So a 1-2-3 inning. That's the first one of those we've had tonight. We played 2 from Union Field. It's Audubon 3, West Deptford 1. Mike Shute and Bob Shryock at Union Field in West Deptford. Strike 1 to Steve Rizzo leading off the Audubon third. The Audubon Green Wave leaves West Deptford 3-1.
Rizzo reached on a walk his first time up in the first. Rifkin enters this inning with 50 pitches thrown already. Now at 52 after getting ahead 0-2 here to Rizzo.
A great year Rizzo had a quarterback for Audubon this year. They played largely out of the shotgun. He threw the ball a lot.
When you're a quarterback, you gotta love that. You know, you get sometimes, you know, high school football, you get to play quarterback and you get to hand it off 50 times a game. You want to throw it.
He threw it. 1 and 2. 2 and 2. First time up, he got ahead of Rizzo 0-2 and then walked him. Got ahead 0-2 again this time, and now it's 2-2.
You talked about that. He's got that full scholarship to play football at Colgate.
Fouled straight back over our heads, 2-2.
Rizzo also plays for the famed Brooklawn American Legion squad.
Plays more games here than the Phillies, right?
Just about. When you keep winning, though, you got to keep playing.
2-2 pitch. Dismissing, full count.
Rizzo worked a walk his first time up. He was behind the count 0-2, and again he got behind in the count. And again he works it to a full count for the second consecutive time tonight against Jake Rifkin.
He walked. Similar at bat to the first inning.
Very much so. The third walk issued tonight by Rifkin. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits. 3 runs as well, but only 2 of those earned. And this is 3rd inning of work.
And Wade Geis the batter.
West Deptford, of course, the 2007 Hartman Diamond Classic champions. Colonial Conference champions the last 4 years. Trying to send a statement tonight.
Touchdown to third baseline, foul ball.
And that would have been a tough play had it stayed fair. Geis got down the line in a hurry, and Charlie McShane would have had a real tough play to get an out in that situation. Geis bounced into that fielder's choice his first time up, got an RBI as 2 runs scored on an error.
Almost picked off Rizzo at first. That was close.
West Deptford head coach Jason Cruz took 3 steps out of the dugout there. Couldn't believe that. It was a bang-bang play at first. As Rizzo almost picked, as we mentioned, 7 for 7 stealing bases this season.
He's running. Close play. They got him. Great throw by Wentz. Good tag by Jacobowski. Rizzo retired on the attempted steal.
So Rizzo finally cut down. Just as I said, 7 for 7. He gets a race there for the first out here in the third. That's big for Jake Rifkin. Gets a runner off the base pass, gets an out.
Great throw, great tag. 2-1 to Geis. Jacobowski with a play at second. Guns it over for nice play by Jacobowski. That's 2 down.
Yeah, Jacobowski charged it, got the high hop. Play very similar to the last, to the ball he had last inning that was called a single off the bat of Zach Fadio, but was able to kind of get the higher hop this time instead of having to short hop it. That was the difference. Jacobowski came up with the play.
Pat Rich bats. He spanned his first time up. Takes ball 1 from Rifkin. So 2 outs, nobody on.
Rich came into tonight hitting .360. 6 RBIs.
Foul off to the right. West Deptford away with the top of the order in the bottom of the third. Check swing down the third base. It's going to be a tough play. 1 hopper. They can't handle it. And Rich will be safe at first base.
Heck of a play by Charlie McShane, though. Charging. Looked like the throw would have beaten Pat Rich to the bag if he was able to get it up. Unfortunately, Brandon Woody couldn't dig that one out. It short hopped him. And safe at first is Pat Rich.
I think they called that a hit, too.
Yeah, 4 hits now for Audubon on the scoreboard here.
Matt Netz bats. Foul back.
Netz singled and drove in a run his first time up as Audubon played at 3 in the first inning. West Deptford came back with 1 in the bottom half of the first on a solo home run by Steve Jacobowski.
Hit the right field. This could be trouble. Great play right on the line by Thayers in right field. That's the 3rd out of the inning. So Audubon retired for the 2nd straight inning without a run. Middle of inning number 3, it's Audubon 3 and West Deptford 1. So Rifkin, Mike, it appears, has settled down somewhat after that really difficult first inning.
Absolutely. He even struggled against Steve Rizzo there. Threw 7 pitches to Rizzo before walking him. Had a 3-2 count. Rizzo fouled one off, but then got that caught stealing. Got Rizzo to... got him cut down on the base paths there as he tried to steal for the 8th time this season. And that, I think, kind of certainly helped settle things down. He was able then to get Geis to bounce out. And he seemed to kind of regain some composure out there. Nice play there to end the inning, too, by Joe Thayers. That ball comes off the bat of a right-handed hitter going out towards right field. It's going to curl away, go towards the foul line, but Thayers stuck with it and tracked it down for out number 3. Off the bat, it looked like that was going to be maybe some trouble, but Thayers was positioned right and was able to make the catch on the run.
Good crowd enjoying the game in this beautiful Union Field, Mike. This is one of the best high school baseball facilities in South Jersey.
Absolutely, and I guess it's been here for, what, a good 12 years now, I guess, right?
About that.
Right, Bob? I guess something in that neighborhood. And,
Union volunteers largely put this together, Mike.
fantastic. It's a great opportunity for not only the high school team, but I know the kids, the local kids get to play here as well under the lights. It's always exciting when you're a young guy getting an opportunity to play a ball game under the lights.
Right.
Even the field out behind us, or out behind in right field, there's some lights out there as well. I believe some young ladies playing softball out there tonight, so they get an opportunity as well. Great complex here.
It is. West Deptford with some good hitters coming up in the third inning. Jake Lacey leads off. He grounded out his first time up. 3-1 lead for Audubon. We're in the home third inning. Inside corner, good pitch by Geis. It's 0-1 to Lacey.
Geis has thrown now 24 pitches in this ball game.
What a contrast.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the gap for a base hit, could be more. Tracked down by Fadio and hustling into second, sliding with a double is Lacey leading off the third inning. Good hit, good running, base running by Lacey.
And this is the first time tonight that West Deptford's had their leadoff man aboard in an inning, so that certainly could help turn things around for the Eagles. Conversely, you look at Audubon; they've done it two of the three innings tonight where they've had their leadoff man aboard.
That ball was ripped into the gap. The batter is Tim Wentz, who grounded out his first trip.
And if you're Wentz here, you just want to get Lacey over to third base, whatever way you can. You put the ball in play, try and hit it to the right side. Just make some contact, though, and see what you can do about getting that runner over to third.
It's the challenge of the number 2 hole hitter.
You got him picked. No throw, though. Looked like they had Lacey kind of hung out to dry there. The shortstop, Steve Rizzo, came in behind, had the glove open. Geese spun but didn't throw.
Almost hitting.
I think it did.
Did it? Yeah, he was hit by the pitch. Wow, so West Deptford is going to have first and second, nobody out, and Steve Jacobowski bats. Jacobowski with a long left center home run his first time up. That ball just grazed Wentz, but he was hit by it.
Head coach Rich Horan is going to come over and ask the home plate umpire if it hit him. And what's else is he going to say? Well, yeah, of course it did. He's at first base, right? Rich just wants to check, keep a close eye on things. He talked to his catcher first, Matt Roldan, and asked him. And obviously, he had to check with the umpire, too.
Well, conference out on the mound with catcher, the pitcher, and one of the coaches.
Pitching coach Chris Harris. Chris, a former player at Audubon, teaches there now. One of the great things about a lot of the Colonial Conference schools, Bob, guys who play at the high school level wind up coming back as teachers and coaches, and it's that small town feel that you get in a lot of these schools.
So Jacobowski, a home run last night, a home run tonight. Takes a strike on a slow breaking ball. Good pitch by Geis.
Jacobowski kind of dropped the hands there too. Perhaps thinking about laying a bunt down. And if he does try to sacrifice, it could easily turn into a hit. Jacobowski has tremendous speed. We saw him on the soccer field this season on Comcast Sports. Just blow by guys out there on the soccer pitch. See them kicking up dust there behind the runner at second, trying to keep him close. You do whatever you can to make him think you're creeping in behind him to pick him off. Kick some dirt his way, maybe scoop a little bit up, throw it towards him. Do whatever you can, get in his head, because he can't see you.
0-1 to Jacobowski. Ball on the strike. First and second, nobody out. West Deptford trailing by a pair, but they have a threat here in the third.
Jacobowski worked a full count last time up and then blasted that solo home run.
Hit to short. Good job. They don't turn it. There's that speed you were talking about. That was a double play ball by a lot of guys.
Absolutely.
A good stop by Rizzo at short to flip to Urban. Urban with a good return throw, but simply the speed of Jacobowski prevented the double play.
So it goes down as a fielder's choice, 6-4. We've got runners now at first and third for West Deptfard with one out.
And Scott Renero has already got those 26 runs batted, and that's an amazing figure for this point in the season. And a chance to drive in another one here.
That's just in case, you know, no one did their math this evening. 13 games, 26 RBIs. It's an average of 2 per game, if I'm not mistaken.
Not bad. Stealing on the play was Jacobowski. Got second and third and only one out. They tried to play there. They thought that Lacey might be coming home on a double steal, but he wasn't moving.
Yeah, Kyle Urban, the second baseman, came up there and cut the ball off before it got all the way through to the bag at second. But again, no motion from Lacey. He stayed at third.
Two and 0, the base open. But another good hitter, Rifkin behind Renero.
Renero with 2 guys aboard here. Can keep a base hit, gets him his average RBIs per game here if he can get a knock.
Hit sharply into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. The runner at second got a late start. It'll hold him. But another run batted in by Renero. That's 27 on the year. Makes it a 3-2 ball game. He's a hitter, isn't he?
Absolutely. 2 home runs last night. A couple of singles tonight to go along with an RBI. Each team now with 4 hits. And West Deptford's got something going here in the third.
3-2 lead now for Audubon on Renero's RBI single, and the batter is Rifkin, who has a chance to help himself. He was hit by a pitch his first time.
And the reason Jacobowski didn't score from second, he had to wait and make sure that the runner from third, Jake Lacey, was going. He didn't have to run there with runners just at second and third.
Ball gets past the third baseman, and the tying run is going to score. So some shoddy defense by Audubon. Gets the third run in for West Deptford. We're in a 3-3 tie. They tried to pick off Jacobowski at third, but the throw got past third baseman Nets, allowing Jacobowski to score. 3-3.
I think actually the throw may have hit Jacobowski in the leg, because then it trickled off to the left over near the third base coach for West Deptford. That is Bill Gore down there, I believe, coaching third for the Eagles.
And Renero got all the way to third base. At the second, they'll get the out, but the run will score. And it's a 4-3 West Deptford lead, a 3 spot here in the third. Some good aggressive base running by the Eagles paying off.
And Rifkin gets the RBI there, helping himself. Did the job, the left-handed hitter, pulling that ball with the infield playing back. It's an easy opportunity for Renaro to walk home from third base. So good job by Rifkin to drive that one in.
And Charlie McShane bats. Grounded out to first base his first time up.
We saw McShane hooping it up for West Deptford this season in the wintertime, averaging 13.6 points per game for the Eagles on the hardwood in 2007-2008. Can shoot the 3 quite a bit.
Nice player. I didn't get to see them once this year. Popped up, straight up. Might be a play. No, it'll go into the stands. 1-1 count to McShane. So a 3-run third inning for West Deptford gives them their first lead of the ball game at 4-3, and some good base running pivotal in this inning.
Good base running, maybe a little bit too much throwing of the baseball by Audubon defensively there. Got a little too tricky, I think, for their own good, and that led to that error that allowed the Jacobowski to score the third run of the game for West Deptford, second of the inning.
2-1 count to McShane. Three and one. So Geis laboring here in the third. Ball four.
15th. That was the 15th pitch of the inning for Geis, his high so far tonight, giving him 38 on in the ball game.
And Tony Urban bats. He struck out his first time up.
First walk allowed there by Geis tonight. He has hit 2 batters. He struck out 1.
Ball 1. Running on the play. Bad throw. It'll get into center field, and McShane could not get up in time to move on to third, but he will be credited with a stolen base. An errant throw, but no advance by McShane from second.
As you said, Bob, the aggressive base running really paying off for West Deptford. Third stolen base of the inning for the Eagles. And that throw was just up the line, but McShane had a huge jump. Never would have threw him out, even if it was on the money. Second visit to the mound this inning by the Audubon pitching coach. Just trying to get Geis through this inning.
Two and 0 on Urban. RBI opportunity for the youngster. The ball. 3-0.
He has driven in 5 this season in 30 plate appearances. Comes into tonight hitting .208.
Strike inside corner, 3-1 to Urban.
Thought it was ball 4. Urban has appeared in 11 of the 13 West Deptford games.
At the first base. Played cleanly by Rich for the out on Urban. That'll do it for West Deptford in the third, but a good inning for the Eagles. They score 3 and take the lead after 3. West Deptford 4 and Audubon 3. We'll be back. Bob Shryock and Mike Shute at Union Field in West Deptford. 4-3 lead for West Deptford. And Mike, to you for play-by-play.
Thanks, Bob. As Jake Rifkin stands in, throws the first pitch over for a called strike 1. As Kyle Urban stands in, the senior struck out his first time up. Fists this one down the first base line, and it'll fall harmlessly foul. Count actually now 1-2.
Been a struggle for both pitchers tonight. Rifkin with a rugged first inning for West Deptford, and of course Geis with a tough third for Audubon.
Rifkin with a lot of deep counts too. He's gone full count to at least a half dozen batters, actually 7 batters tonight. 66 pitches thrown entering this inning. He's now up to, this will be number 70 here, and it misses wide for ball 2. Count now even at 2-2 to Kyle Urban. Audubon with 3 in the first. West Deptford answered with 1 in the bottom of the first, and they put up 3 in the bottom of the third to take a 4-3 lead. This one chopped towards first. Takes a wild hop on Brandon Woody, but he's able to recover and step on the bag to retire Kyle Urban for out number 1. We'll bring John Flacco to the plate. Flacco struck out in his first appearance. Flacco, one of just 2 left-handed hitters in the starting lineup for Audubon tonight, and one of just 3 on their entire roster.
3 strikeouts by Rifkin, one of them to Flacco when he batted in the second.
First pitch to Flacco here in the fourth, over for a called strike 1. Yeah, and Rifkin struck out. He has 3 strikeouts. They came in a span of 4 hitters between the first and second inning. Struck out 2 of the last 3 hitters he faced in the first, and Flacco leading off the second. Gets ahead of him here now, 0-2. Nobody yet getting loose for West Deptford in the bullpen. Flacco tries to check his swing. They appeal, and the umpire down at first base says he did go around, so that'll be strikeout number 4 tonight for Rifkin. Out number 2 here in the top of the fourth. It'll bring Greg Prinsky to the plate.
Might have been Rifkin's best pitch of the night, Mike. He gets Flacco for the second time, and this is the kind of inning that Rifkin needs after his team takes the lead to get the first 2 hitters in the next inning.
First pitch to Prinsky, lifted up, foul, and out of play along the first base side behind the West Deptford dugout. 0-1 the count here. 2 outs, top half of the fourth here in the Colonial Conference. A battle for supremacy. West Deptford 8-1 in the conference coming into tonight. Audubon 7-2. We also have Haddon Township in the mix at 8-2. This ball chopped towards short. It'll be Renaro. Gloves. Fires to Woody in time for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the night for Jake Rifkin. Retires Audubon. West Deptford leads at 4-3 as we go to the bottom half of the fourth. And Bob, it's the first 1-2-3 inning for Rifkin.
Yeah, I think you had a lot to do with that, with you doing play-by-play. We'll have to have you do that more often, Mike.
Perhaps. And it's just the third 1-2-3 inning of the night as Wade Geist on the other side has only been able to retire the side in order once in his 3 innings of work tonight. So both teams' offense, putting the ball in play, Bob, but also the pitchers seem to have their struggles as well, as these 2 teams have thrown their number 1 guys at one another.
Yeah, a couple of tough innings for both pitchers, but obviously Rifkin has settled down somewhat. Last 3 innings he's pitched scoreless ball, and then of course that bad 3 spot given up by Geist in the 3rd inning, and that's where we are at 4-3 West Deptford. But a couple of good ball clubs, and a lot at stake tonight. If West Deptford wins, they have the outright lead in the Colonial Conference. However, if Audubon wins this game, it's a 3-way tie for first, Mike.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned, the team not in action tonight here is Haddon Township. They are 8-2 as well in the Colonial. A team to be reckoned with. And you look at the Courier Post Top 20, Bob, and West Deptford's number 9 in the Courier Post Top 20. The only other team from the Colonial Conference in the Courier Post Top 20 is Sterling. And they're not even in the conversation when you're talking about first place right now in the conference. They come in to tonight, looks like 7-6 overall, and they're in 4th place in the Colonial. So, we talked about this Colonial Conference, and a lot of teams have good number 1 pitchers. Anybody can beat anybody any day when those number 1 guys are on the mound. Joe Thayers will lead it off for West Deptford here in the bottom of the fourth. He flew out his first time up, shows bunt, chops it foul at the plate, count 0-1.
Thayers hit it a long way his first time up and was out in center field. The ball well.
0-1 pitch from Geist, over for a called strike 2. Count 0-2, 45 pitches now as we enter the fourth for Wade Geist, the sophomore. There's 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He's hit 2 batters.
He's got a promising future, this young man, as an all-around athlete at Audubon High School.
A football player as well.
Audubon football team has suffered some tough times in recent years, but they had a real good ball club last year, very competitive, with a lot of offense, and of course, Steve Rizzo had a lot to do with that.
Thayers gets a piece of it, fouls it up and out of play. Count remains 0-2. Geis taking a long look in there. Thayers readies for the pitch. Fastball up high. Count 1-2. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Audubon. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for West Deptford.
A solid West Deptford lineup up and down the lineup, Mike. Guys at the bottom of the order hitting as well as the guys at the top of the order.
Absolutely. 2-2 pitch over on the outside corner for called strike 3. Joe Thayers goes down on strikes for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Just the second strikeout of the night for Wade Geis, who came into today with 35 Ks to his credit. Brings to the plate the number 9 hitter, Miles Bailey. Bailey grounded out to short his first time up. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes a called strike 1.
Have to have you do play-by-play more often. Nobody gets on base when you don't do play-by-play, Mike.
Makes for a quick game, but nobody likes to get me too excited either. They like to keep things quick and boring. Grounder towards second, gloved over there by Urban. Throw to first in time to get Miles Bailey, who was hustling up the line, out number 2.
That was a nice play with the second baseman on that play. That was a very bang close play at first base, but nice job by Urban at second base making that play. Not an easy one.
And we'll head to the top of the West Deptford order. Jake Lacey. Lacey doubled and scored last inning. Actually led off last inning with that double. 1 for 2 on the night. Pitch bounces up there. They're going to appeal the call down to first. Our base umpire tonight, Mike Joseph, says he did not swing, so it'll be ball 1, 1-0 to Jake Lacey. Lacey playing center field for the Eagles. Came into the evening hitting .327. Takes ball 2. 2-0, 2 outs. Home West Deptford leading the visitors Audubon 4-3. As that next pitch misses, and the count runs to 3-0.
A ringing double triggered that 3-run third inning for West Deptford by Lacey in the left field.
3-0 pitch over for a strike, and the count now 3-1. Geis winds, delivers another called strike 2, and the count full.
Lacey didn't like that call, but he had ball 4.
So full count, 2 outs. Here's the delivery. Smacked foul, up and over the West Deptford dugout again, and the count remains full.
A lot to be said for night high school baseball, Mike. I really am enjoying this. Great form, perfect night for a game. Love this.
2 very good teams. Geis has thrown 16 pitches already to just 3 batters here in this inning. Tried to change him up.
Just lost your no-hitter, Mike.
Lacey didn't chase it, and he's aboard with the walk. Yeah, I personally had retired 5 batters in a row there,
yes,
Bob, before the walk.
That was very impressive, by the way.
So Lacey's a 2-out base runner, and it'll bring Tim Wentz to the plate. Wentz has grounded out and been hit by a pitch. 0 for 1 officially. Smacks the first pitch up and out of play down the first base line. 0-1 the count to Wentz. Wentz defensively behind the plate. We saw him cut down Steve Rizzo trying to steal. Rizzo had been successful in 7 of his first 7 stolen base attempts this season for Audubon before being cut down by Wentz earlier on in this ball game. Back in the 3rd. Lacey is in motion from first base. The throw in down to second, not in time. He picks up the stolen base. So West Deptford being very aggressive on the base paths, Bob, their 4th steal of the night.
They've been running on Roldan. He is pitches, his throws to second are sailing on him to the right.
As a team, West Deptford came into tonight with 35 stolen bases and 38 attempts. Now 4 for 4 tonight. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Tim Wentz here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. At the end of 4, it's West Deptford 4, Audubon 3.
How's that for a picture, Mike? Mike Shute and Bob Shryock at Union Field in West Deptford, looking across the river to Philadelphia and the Comcast building.
There it is. The skyline of Philadelphia forever changed. However, will change again, I understand. Another skyscraper due to be put up in the Philadelphia, in Center City there. It's actually going to be taller than the Comcast Center, is my understanding. So that Philadelphia skyline, hard to believe that they can continue to find space to put skyscrapers, but they're going to have another one. But that'll be a while off. The Comcast building will remain standing tall for a few more years.
Great shot.
Great night,
what
great shot.
To look across the river at the skyline of Philadelphia. This is just perfect.
Top of the 5th, Audubon trailing 4-3 here to West Deptford, and the Green Wave will start things at the top of their order with Zach Fadio. A couple singles for the senior center fielder. 2 for 2. Jake Rifkin in his 5th inning of work starts off with a ball. 1-0 the count.
Top of the order is made Rifkin work tonight. Fadio with the 2 hits that Mike mentioned, and Roland has had 2 great at-bats as a number 2-hole hitter.
Next pitch from Rifkin, strike on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1.
Rifkin has really settled down after that difficult first inning, 3 consecutive scoreless innings since.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss as Rifkin has Fadio waving at that one on the outside corner, and the count 1-2.
Great pitch, slow breaking ball, and no contact by Fadio.
Sinker is his out pitch. We'll see if he goes to it here on the 1-2 count. Working from the windup. Chop towards short. It's picked up by Renaro. Throw across the diamond in time to Brandon Woody for out number 1.
He needed a strong throw, and he made one, Mike. That was not as easy a play as looked because of Fadio's speed. And
he can smile about it, though, there, Bob. You see Renaro happy to get the out, as Rifkin now has thrown 80 pitches.
I was impressed by his arm on that throw.
Standing in now, Matt Roldan, the catcher for Audubon, takes ball 1.
This kid's at-bats are longer than Bobby Abreu's.
He's had 2 full counts, and his first time up, he faced 9 pitches, fouling off 3 with a full count before drawing a walk.
He's got a low batting average, but he really makes pitchers work out of that number 2 hole.
Yeah, hitting just 182. Does have a 381 on base percentage. Next pitch misses inside, and the count now 3-0. So another 3-ball count to Roldan. As I said, he'd seen 2 full counts in his 2 previous at-bats. Walked and also popped out to second base. Takes this one for a called strike 1. 3-1. Rifkin's just got to be tired of throwing pitches to Roldan. That's ball 4. Roldan draws the walk, his second time reaching base via the free pass tonight.
We used to call guys like that pesky hitters.
I think we could still do that.
We still do that?
We could still do that. The pesky Roldan aboard. A one-out base runner for Steve Rizzo. Rizzo also has been kind of pesky, walking twice, also having 2 full counts against him this evening. And they're going to have a meeting of the minds on the mound as West Deptford head coach Jason Cruz comes out to have a word with his squad, including pitcher Jake Rifkin. Rifkin now at 85 pitches here in the 5th inning.
That's a lot for a high school pitcher this far along in the game, 85.
Remember, threw 38, though, in the 1st inning. So he's only thrown 47 since then. Things all figured out for the West Deptford Eagles. And Steve Rizzo will stand in again. He's walked twice tonight. Has a full scholarship to play football at Colgate.
Great school. Hamilton, New York. Used to cover games there for the Binghamton Press, Mike.
Nice. Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful town.
A lot of great towns up there in upstate New York. Great scenery. Swing and a miss, strike 1, Steve Rizzo.
Now Rizzo has been down in the count twice 0-2, Mike, and both times walked. See if the pattern continues.
Yeah, he's got Rifkin right where he wants him right now, 0-1. Geis from the stretch, Rifkin from the stretch. A couple nods, now throws over to first, keeping Roldan close. Roldan 1 for 1, stealing bases this season, so not a major threat to go, but nobody really is on this Audubon team aside from the man at the plate, Steve Rizzo. Rizzo lines one up the middle towards second. Jakubowski gloves, throws to first, not in time.
Ooh.
Tried to double up. Roldan could not as he dove back in a cloud of dust to first base.
That was a good play by Roldan getting back, but a nice play by Jakubowski almost getting the double play.
So 2 outs, and Roldan still aboard at first for the cleanup hitter, Wade Geis. Geis an RBI and a fielder's choice in the 1st. He also stole a base and scored a run. Grounded out to Jakubowski at second, his 2nd time up, so officially 0 for 2. Rifkin starts him out with a fastball that misses wide.
So with 2 outs and Roldan on the first, it might be a spot for Roldan to try to run here to get the tying run into scoring position.
He's got a pretty sizable lead over there at first. They're going to throw over. He dives back safely. I've seen a ton of throws over to first base tonight from Jake Rifkin to Brandon Woody. Rifkin, an inning worth of throws over there to first. There goes Roldan. Pitch is taken for a called strike. Roldan slides in safe as the ball gets away from Jakubowski.
Not a bad throw by Wentz, but a little bit late. Good job by Roldan. He is in scoring position with 2 outs.
Count now 2-1 to the batter, Geis. And now our home plate umpire, Michael Young, is going to go out and have a word with Mike Josephs out there. Our base umpire at second. Little conference between the men in blue. I guess they're conferring on the count, I think. Because it looked like Josephs, the base umpire, took a look at his clicker and they nodded their heads.
Good communication by the umpires.
So Geis stands back in there, 2-1 the count as Rifkin works from the stretch. Takes a glance back at second as he delivers a called strike 2, and the count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th.
As good a fastball as Rifkin has thrown tonight, I think, Mike.
He's really settled himself quite a bit after, as we said, that rough 1st inning. Breaking ball misses low and away, and the count now full. Roldan at second. At the plate, Wade Geis, the sophomore pitcher. Full count, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, he got him.
Big strikeout for him.
5th of the night for Jake Rifkin. Gets out of a little bit of a spot there. Preserves that 1-run lead as West Deptford leads it 4-3. They will head to the dugout, grab the bats.
You know, in that first inning, Mike, it looked like Rifkin may not get out of that inning. He was really wild. He had some defensive lapses behind him. He was a little bit frustrated. He was throwing into first base too much. But he has settled down brilliantly since then with 4 consecutive shutout innings.
And over that stretch, he's only allowed just 2 hits since giving up 2 in the first. He still struggled a bit with his control. He's walked 2 over those couple of innings for a total of 4.
Some good West Deptford hitters coming up in this inning. Jacobowski, Renaro, and Rifkin, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. Chance for West Deptford to add to that 1-run lead.
Beautiful weather tonight here. Everyone enjoying the cozy temperatures.
That's a nice crowd.
It does give an opportunity for more people to get a chance to see the high school kids play, Bob, having that opportunity to play under the lights. You know, your parents, they're at work, they can't get to see the whole game, might catch the last inning or 2 if they can beat the traffic and get out of work early. So having that night game gives an opportunity for a lot more people to get out and see you play. Plus maybe some youngsters in the town aspiring to play high school ball, get out and watch. It's a good opportunity for everybody.
Well, these West Deptford players all grew up in this complex, Mike. All played Little League ball, Babe Ruth ball, at fields surrounding Union Field.
There you see Wade Geis entering his 5th inning of work here. He's given up 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 3. And actually 2 of those 3 strikeouts coming in the 4th inning, his last inning of work.
Jacobowski with a long home run in the first inning, the best hit of the ball game by far.
There you see his numbers, 1 for 2 tonight. The solo home run in the first. So reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base, and scored a run in the second. Pardon me, in the third, I should say. Takes ball 1 there to start things for West Deptford here in the bottom half of the 5th. Swing and a miss. Count evens at 1-1 as we are in the top half of the 5th.
A little late on that swing, too. Geis with one of his better fastballs of the night.
Bottom half of the 5th, West Deptford leading 4-3 here at the plate. Jacobowski takes that one high for ball 2. 2-1. Jacobowski's home run was his 3rd of the season, 2nd in as many days as he hit one last night against Haddon Heights here at Union Field. The count now 3-1 as that pitch misses high. The 9-4 win last night for Haddon Heights for West Deptford over Haddon Heights. Renauer hit 2 home runs, Jacobowski with that one I mentioned. Fastball over for a called strike 2 and a full count to Steve Jacobowski. Jacobowski hit that solo home run in the first on a full count. What if he's thinking about doing it again here? Geis doesn't give him an opportunity, though, as the pitch misses high for ball 4. Jacobowski aboard for the 3rd straight time tonight.
Well, I'm impressed with Renaro, Mike. 2 hits to left field, 27th run batted into the season, a young man as a player.
The senior shortstop for West Deptford. 2 real good shortstops in this game, Renaro and Rizzo for Audubon. Seniors trying to finish their career strong. Renaro stands in 2 for 2. An RBI, a run scored, a stolen base, throw over to first base, keeping Jacobowski close. Jacobowski with a steal tonight. Gives him 9 on the season. He's only been caught once. 2nd on the team in stolen bases, behind Tim Wentz, who has 11 steals. He has not been caught. He came into tonight with 11 steals, had not been caught. There goes Jacobowski. Huge jump. Throw is going to be not in time as he slides in well ahead of the throw. Pitch was a called strike 1.
That was a big jump he had. No, there was no way they were going to get him on that play. Showing that soccer speed again. Jacobowski, an all-around player for the Eagles, and he's now in scoring position for the #1 RBI guy in this team, and one of the top RBI guys in South Jersey, Renero.
Second steal of the night for Jacobowski. Renero takes a breaking ball on the inside corner, and the count 0-2. Renero trying to keep that perfect night in order, 2 for 2. Facing an 0-2 count here. Geis kicks, delivers. This ball is slammed in the gap in right center field. Coming over to try and cut it off as the center fielder, Fadio. Jacobowski had to hold up to make sure he wasn't going to catch it, but he will score easily from second base. Rolling into second base with a double, keeping his night perfect, is Scott Renero, picking up his second RBI of the evening, raising his season total to 28.
Put up Chase Utley type numbers, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Boy, he's a player. 2 hits to left field, 1 to right center.
Ball hit on the nose.
That'll do it for Geis. Geis is going to be taken out for a relief pitcher. 5-3 lead for West Deptford after they trailed in this game 3-0 after the top of the first. We're going to take a timeout from Union Field. We'll be back after this. Pitching change for Audubon. Pat Rich comes from first base to pitch. Wade Geis goes to first base. Mike?
Back here at Union Field. West Deptford playing host to Audubon. The Eagles leading 5-3. Trying to put a few more on the board here. Nobody out, 2 on. Nobody out, 1 man aboard here. Scott Renero, who just doubled to close the door on Wade Geis. And as Bob mentioned, Pat Rich into pitch. Jake Rifkin, there you see his night so far, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Does have an RBI. Rifkin trying to help his own cause here as he lifts this one up and out of play into the seats. And the count 1-2. Pat Rich, the right-hander, comes over from first base. Wade Geis goes over to replace him there at first. Rich, no record, 0-0. Has appeared in 2 games, has pitched just 3 innings. Has a 9.00 ERA. Rich working from the stretch with the runner at second. A breaking ball. Rifkin fans striking out for out number 1.
Good start for Rich.
Absolutely. As he gets the K of his pitching counterpart there. Rifkin goes down on strikes. And it brings Charlie McShane to the plate.
5 unanswered runs by West Deptford after they trailed 3-0 in the top of the first.
McShane stands in 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. First pitch from Rich, a breaking ball lifted into shallow right field. Ranging back is the former pitcher Wade Geis. Bounces out of his glove. Going from second to third will be Scott Renero. And aboard safely at first will be Charlie McShane.
Got to be an error in the first baseman. Should have had that one.
So runners now at first and third. For West Deptford here in the 5th with just 1 out, and it brings Tony Urban to the plate. Urban, the freshman, 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout, a ground out. With a great opportunity here. Pitch over for a called strike. 0-1 the count. So Pat Rich, with a bit of bad luck there, and his second batter gets himself now into a spot with runners at first and third. There goes the runner from first, McShane. He will steal second without a throw.
Did they call that a base hit?
They also have 0 errors on the board for either team, and each team has committed at least 1 tonight.
That certainly wasn't a hit.
And that would be the second error of the evening. This ball's chopped. Foul back at the screen. And the count goes to 0-2 to Urban.
West Deptford's running game has helped get them right back in this contest and into the lead. And a chance now for Urban to give them some breathing room. Infield in.
Rich from the stretch delivers, pitch in the dirt, picked up nicely by Roldan back there behind the plate. He's going to call time now and try and get on the same page with his pitcher. Count now 1-2 with 1 out.
He just strike out badly.
Two teams among the tops in the Colonial Conference. West Deptford comes in 8-1 tonight in the Colonial. In first place, Audubon jockeying for second at 7-2, along with Haddon Township, who's 8-2. Next pitch from Rich misses wide, and the count now even at 2-2.
Big spot in the ball game for both teams. Rich trying to wiggle out of a difficult situation, and West Deptford trying to pad that lead.
2-2 pitch misses up high. The count now full at 3-2. Next pitch from Rich got him swinging.
That tantalizing breaking stuff is causing West Deptford here a little bit of trouble against Rich.
Rich's second strikeout and 3 hitters faced in this 5th inning will bring to the plate Joe Thayers. Thayers 0-2, flew out to center field and struck out in his 2 plate appearances tonight.
It's a big batter for Rich, Mike. They're only down by 2, but a hit here by Thayers could make it a 4-run ball game. Big batter for Rich.
First pitch misses wide for ball 1. Thayers came into tonight hitting .214. Does have 7 RBIs. A hit here could get him a couple more. The next pitch from Rich misses wide, and the count 2-0. Rich really would like to get Thayers here, because then you've got Miles Bailey waiting on deck. Bailey hitting .471 coming into tonight. A real good number 9 hitter, almost like a second leadoff man for this team. Thayers lifts this one foul up and out of play behind the West Deptford dugout. And the count now 2-1 with 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Wade Geis, the starter, has given way to Pat Rich on the mound. Geis, 4+ innings, 71 pitches during that time. He is responsible for the runner at third base, Scott Renaro. 2-1 pitch, misses wide. Roldan in a cloud of dust, keeps it in front of him. The count 3-1. We don't want to just give a run away here, Bob, with a wild pitch.
Should be a hitter's pitch, though. Does have the base open at first.
3-1 pitch. Seemed like he took something off of it, and it's lifted into right field. John Flacco coming on. He will squeeze it for out number 3, but West Deptford adds on a run here in the bottom of the 5th to take a 5-3 lead as we head to the 6th from Union Field here in West Deptford. Back with more after this on Comcast Sports.
2-1 count to Pat Rich as we resume action in the 6th inning. Mike?
Back at Union Field. Yes, 2-1 the count to Pat Rich. He's leading off against Jake Rifkin. Rifkin in for his 6th inning of work. Evens the count here at 2-2.
Rifkin has done a great job of settling down in this game after that difficult first inning.
Two-two pitch. Misses high and the count full, 3-2. Rifkin has retired 7 of the last 8 batters he's faced. He's not going to retire Pat Rich, though, or is he? He will, actually. Coming over to make the catch, Joe Thayers, who had him played perfectly in right field, way over in right center. And Pat Rich lines out for out number 1 here in the 6th. We'll bring Matt Netz to the plate. Netz a single and RBI in the 1st. Flew out to right in the 3rd, 1 for 2 officially.
So West Deptford needs 5 outs to secure its top rung in the Colonial Conference.
4-time defending Colonial Conference champs trying to keep it going. We talked a little bit about it in the Open, Bob. You know, Audubon was a team that dominated the Colonial in the 90s. Mm-hmm. West Deptford kind of the team for the new millennium. 1-0 count to Matt Netz.
And they've had 3 coaches in the last 3 years, Mike.
Yet managed to keep that consistent winning going. Their coach, Jason Cruz, in his first year with the Eagles. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually, it's like it was fouled back in and out of the glove of Tim Wentz, and the count 1-2. Coach Rich Horan over there for Audubon, complete opposite in his, 18th year. 16th year, I guess, of the at the helm of the Audubon Green Wave. Mm-hmm. Next pitch misses for ball 2 in the count 2-2. Horan earned his 300th career win on May 6, 2007, playing, of all places, in Cooperstown, New York.
How about that? Not a bad place to win number 300.
He's got 5 state championships under his belt, 94, 95, 96, 98, and 2001. As the count goes to 3-2. To Matt Netz, and they've had a bunch of Colonial Conference titles in there as well. Netz slaps at that one to keep himself alive, fouls it back to the screen. Count remains 3-2. Horan's another one of those guys too, as I was talking about earlier on. You know, went to Audubon High School, graduated there in 1973, and has, of course, since taken over the helm as the head coach and enjoys it.
Here's Coach Horan.
Next pitch misses for ball 4, and Netz is a 1-out base runner working the walk.
Brings a tying run to the plate.
And Rifkin, who entered the inning with 93 pitches, has gone well over the 100 mark now, throwing 13 this inning. And there's Rich Horan again looking on, the head coach of Audubon. Rich, a pretty good softball player in his day too. Back in the day, I guess in the early '80s, late '70s. Baseball player as well.
Leave Rifkin in. He's got a lot of pitches for a high school pitcher.
Yeah, he's at 106 right now.
Boy, that's a bunch.
106.
Do you think it's a lot, Mike?
I don't know. To me, I think pitch count's a little overrated. You know, I mean, guys, how many pitches did they throw in a week back in the years ago? You know, I mean, obviously, I'm talking big league pitchers, but they would, you know, pitch every 3 days. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot.
Charlie Manuel believes in a pitch count.
I don't know what to say about that. Jake Rifkin working from the stretch. Everyone tires of waiting for one another. Rifkin steps off as Kyle Urban steps out. Urban 0 for 2 tonight. Stands in, having struck out and grounded out to first. Fastball. Urban waves at it for strike 1.
Well, that's about as hard as balls he's thrown all night, I think.
Certainly hasn't lost any velocity. There on pitch 107. Rifkin shakes off the catcher. Wentz now delivers. Breaking stuff. It's going to be lifted foul down the right field line into the West Deptford bullpen. And as you can see, there is some activity brewing down there. We've got a left-hander with a ball in his hand. And the count runs to 0-2 to Urban. I mentioned early on about Kyle Urban. Broke his leg playing football in 2006. Missed the entire 2007 baseball season. Came back to play football this year and is back on the baseball diamond here in the spring of '08. Pitch misses wide for ball 1, the count 1-2. the stretch delivers. And it's a swing and strike 3. Strikeout for Rifkin, his 6th of the night. Second time he's gotten Urban go down on strikes, and that's out number 2 here in the 6th. It'll bring John Flacco to the plate.
I'll tell you, Rifkin's a battler, isn't he?
Absolutely. We've seen him really battle in this ball game. Flacco stands in on the eve of perhaps his brother becoming an NFL football player. Takes a called strike 1, has struck out twice tonight. His brother Joe, of course, we talked about him earlier on, out of the University of Delaware. Started his football career at the University of Pittsburgh. Redshirted in 2003. Was second string to Tyler Palco in 2004. Flacco swings and misses at this one, strike 2.
Flacco's had a lot of problems with Rifkin tonight. Trying to strike him out for the 3rd time. He represents a tying run.
0-2 pitch, misses inside, the count 1-2. His brother Joe led the Delaware Blue Hens to the Division I AA championship game this season.
He was impressive. I saw him play a couple of games on television. Very impressive young man.
Was the Colonial Athletic Conference Co-Offensive Player of the Year. John slaps this one foul to stay alive, 1-2 the count. He shared that Player of the Year award in the Colonial Athletic Association, I should say, with New Hampshire's quarterback Ricky Santos. And he's certainly a top prospect at quarterback for the NFL draft tomorrow. Could hear his name called pretty early in that draft, although the first round usually takes about 5-6 hours, and that's if it's moving quickly. Flacco taps this one back to the mound. Rifkin gloves, turns, fires, and retires John Flacco for out number 3 here in the 6th. West Deptford remains in front 5-3 after Audubon picks up no runs, no hits, no West Deptford errors, and Audubon leaves a man on base as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. The Eagles leading it 5-3, Bob. And, you know, Rifkin's really been the story. He struggled in the first and has since locked it down. You know,
I didn't think he was going to get out of the first inning, Mike. He was on the ropes.
Yeah, he really was. He threw 38 pitches in that inning, but was able, Bob, to strike out 2 of the last 3 batters he faced in that first inning, and then really settled down from there.
Well, he showed what kind of moxie he has by shutting down a really good hitting Audubon team the last 5 innings without a run. That shows what kind of a pitcher this young man is.
Both of these two teams really pretty solid offensive lineups. Audubon came into this game with a .327 team batting average. West Deptford .325. And the two teams' total runs scored. West Deptford had put up 101 coming into tonight. Audubon 82.
I want to see the middle of this West Deptford lineup hit again, Mike. They start off with Bailey, the number 9-hole hitter, but then the top of the order, there's some really good hitters in this ball club.
Yeah, it'll be 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 6th for West Deptford. Bailey followed by Lacey, then Wentz to face Pat Rich in his second inning of work. Rich came on and did a nice job in the 6th, Bob, after Wade Geis walked the first batter, gave up a double to Scott Raniero, who picked up his second RBI of the night, 28th of the season. Rich came in and struck out 2 and retired 3 of the 4 batters he faced to get out of the jam and kind of hold things there at 5-3 in an inning that maybe could have blown up otherwise.
Big change of tempo. They were used to seeing the fastball offerings of Geis, and then, of course, Rich came in with that tantalizing breaking stuff and kind of shut down the West Deptford hitters.
So Rich in his second inning of work has 2 strikeouts under his belt already. And again, he'll face 9-1-2 in the order for West Deptford. Miles Bailey will get things started for the Eagles. Bailey, as I mentioned, batting 9th, but came in hitting .471 for this West Deptford squad as he fouls one up and out of play. Strike 1.
West Deptford leading by 2, but they'd like some more because Audubon's going to have some good hitters up in its final at bat.
Loops this one over the head of the third baseman, Matt Netz, and out of the reach of shortstop Steve Rizzo for a leadoff single for Miles Bailey.
They've been running on Roldan tonight. Let's see if they run some more here in the 7th or the 6th.
5 for 5 on stolen base attempts tonight for West Deptford. They're now 40 for 43 on the season. Stealing bases are the West Deptford Eagles.
Well, that's an amazing number.
Bailey, short lead there as he dives back. You see Wade Geist there playing first base. He was the starting pitcher in this one. Got knocked out of the game after going 4+ innings. Eliminated came out of off the mound, I should say, in the 5th with nobody out. Giving way to pitcher Pat Rich, who's in there now. His pitch gets away from the catcher, Matt Roldan, a wild pitch. So headed down to second will be Miles Bailey. He doesn't have to steal that base, Bob.
No, he's right in scoring position for the top of the order.
So the count 1-0 to Jake Lacey. Lacey 1 for 2, double a run scored. Also has a walk. Will score that a wild pitch as Bailey, as we said, moved to second base there. So the runner at second base, nobody out. Lacey, the second hitter here in the inning for the West Deptford Eagles. They lead 5-3, bottom of the 6th. Lacey shows bunt. Umpire waving his hand saying it's a foul ball. Looked like it hit off the foot, perhaps, of Lacey after he made contact with it. So the count evens at 1-1. Home plate umpire Michael Young all over that. Came bouncing out right away, waving his hands, calling foul ball.
The umpires have done a good job tonight, Mike, despite that strange play in the first inning.
Yeah, the important thing was they got that right, Bob. It was a strange play, but they did get it right. 1-1 the count, nobody out. Lacey squares, now pulls back, and the count goes to 2-1. Rich again from the stretch, steps off and wheels. Nobody back there to cover the bag, though. Just trying to let Miles Bailey know he's thinking about him. Again, Lacey squares, gets the bunt down the third baseline, trickles foul, though. Good spot, just kind of rolled foul, breaking the plane of that line, and Matt Netz came up quickly to get a glove on it as soon as it rolled foul.
Good thing it went foul because I don't think they'd have thrown him out.
Lacey really got down the line in a hurry. Lacey, no sacrifices to his credit this season. And now with the 2-2 count, probably won't be bunting here. Takes ball 3 as it bounces up there. Great block by Matt Roldan. And the count full, 3-2. This will be the 24th pitch.
Umpire Jules is getting the West Deptford players back in the dugout. Too many of them were outside the dugout.
This will be the 24th pitch for Pat Rich after base umpire Mike Joseph cleans things up there. 3-2 pitch, over for a called strike 3. Jake Lacey didn't like it, but he is out on strikes. Out number 1 here in the 6th.
Slow breaking ball, that's been Rich's best pitch.
Third strikeout for Pat Rich tonight in just an inning and a third. Retiring 3 of the 4 outs, recording 3 of the 4 outs via strikeout. Brings to the plate Tim Wentz. Wentz 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch. First pitch from Rich misses, ball 1.
Got a couple of good hitters after Wentz, Jacobowski and then Renero.
Wentz, one of 3 batters struck out by the starter, Wade Geis. That pitch is over for a called strike 1. Count evens at 1-1 to the sophomore catcher. Rich from the stretch, can't connect that time, and the count goes to 2-1. Seems like Pat Rich really has kind of gotten behind in the count quite a bit here. Even though he's been fairly effective, he's kind of had to work hard. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss, and the count evens at 2-2.
That pitch must look pretty big after the fastballs they saw before Rich came in from Geis.
Another fake of the throw to second base is Steve Rizzo, the shortstop, sneaking in behind Miles Bailey, the base runner. Bailey aboard with a single, moved to second on a wild pitch. And there he stands with 1 out and a 2-2 count to Tim Wentz. Wentz loops this one in the shallow center field. Going back on it is Rizzo. He will squeeze it easily. Quick throw to second, but getting back there easily is Miles Bailey. Rizzo trying to make something happen there. Good play. Wentz is retired for out number 2.
Well, they got first base open, but they're certainly not going to walk Jacobowski to get to Renero. I wouldn't think, would you?
We'll see what pitching coach Chris Harris has in mind as he comes out to the mound to talk to Pat Rich as well as catcher Matt Roldan. The rest of the Audubon green wave kind of strolling towards the mound slowly. And it is a full-fledged conference out there now. Home plate umpire Mike Young will come out and try and get things moving.
I think they're trying to decide whether they want to pitch to Jacobowski or Renero in this situation.
I don't know that you want to pitch to either of them. Maybe you walk them both, Bob.
Jacobowski with a home run. He scored 3 runs. Renero is 3 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. And Rifkin not a bad hitter behind them. So critical spot in the ball game. West Deptford leading by 2. A chance to pick up some insurance here in the 6th.
So Jacobowski stands in, as Bob mentioned, has scored 3 runs tonight. The solo home run reaching the fielder's choice and walk. A couple stolen bases in there as well. Takes the first pitch over for a called strike 1. Real key spot here for Pat Rich and the Audubon green wave. Bob, they don't want to have this lead balloon anymore. Keep it 5-3 here if you can get Jacobowski. Rich steps off. Again, just letting Miles Bailey know that he sees him back there. You know, you get him just a step or 2 closer to that bag. Could be the difference between a run scoring or not. Now he wheels and again fakes as the shortstop Rizzo moved in that time. Rizzo again moving in. You see him move in behind there, the base runner at the top of your screen. Rich kicks, delivers. Roldan can't block this one. It bounces up there, gets by him. Coming around third hard was Bailey, but he quickly retreats back to third. Thought about maybe just keep on rolling, but Roldan pounced on it quickly behind the plate.
How about you put them both on?
Yeah, you might want to do that now. They'll be careful. Jacobowski, as we said, homered tonight, had one last night as well, swinging a hot bat. This ball is slammed to center field. Going back on it is Fadio at the track. He will squeeze it on the run back there in center field. Jacobowski gave it a good ride, but Fadio able to track it down out there in center field. West Deptford is retired here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. We will go to the 7th. It's West Deptford 5. Last chance for Audubon. They trail it 5-3. Back here at Union Field, Mike Shute along with Bob Shryock. Top of the 7th, last chance time for the Audubon Green Wave as they trail at 5-3. New pitcher in the ball game. There you see him for the West Deptford Eagles, Anthony DeSimone. This will be his 7th game. He's pitched 8 innings. Has a 1.75 ERA, 1 save to his credit, and a 1-0 record. That first pitch is over for strike 1.
And in a save situation here, trying to pick this one up for Rifkin.
Next pitch misses for ball 1, 1-1 the count as the number 9 hitter, Greg Prinsky, leads off, wearing number 9. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Rifkin, a great game, 6 innings pitched. He's now over at first base. Prinsky swings and misses. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Rifkin takes over at first base, replaces Brandon Woody. Anthony DeSimone comes into the game. DeSimone, should West Deptford have to bat, would bat in Tony Urban's spot, the DH. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 up, 1 quickly down here for Audubon in the top of the 7th.
Do some heat, didn't he?
DeSimone, the 10th strikeout for him on the season, has walked just 4. He's allowed, I should say, just 9 hits in his 8 innings pitched. Back to the top of the order for the Green Wave. It'll be Zach Fadio. 2 for 3 tonight, a couple of singles, a run scored, a stolen base. Takes a called strike 1.
Throwing strikes is what a relief pitcher's supposed to do. Look sharp.
0-1 pitch. This is low. And the count goes to 1-1. Breaking ball. Snapped that one off, but left it up high, and the count's 2-1. 3 runs, 4 hits for Audubon. They've committed 2 errors. West Deptford, 5 runs, 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. Fadio swings and misses, and the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Audubon trying to scrap back, trailing 5-3 here, top 7. High heat, got him. Out number 2, 2 up, 2 down.
DeSimone, impressive. Very impressive effort so far by DeSimone. But he's got a pesky hitter here in Roldan.
One of the 2 pesky hitters we've talked about for Audubon tonight. Matt Roldan, he has walked twice. Also popped out, has a stolen base, scored a run. But he's taken each of his first 3 at-bats to 3-ball counts, 2 full counts and a 3-1 count before drawing a walk there last time up in the 5th. Takes a called strike 1 there with 2 outs. DeSimone winds and delivers. That's low, and the count evens at 1-1. West Deptford trying to flex that muscle here in the Colonial Conference. The 4-time defending Colonial Conference champions looking to assert themselves in that number 1 slot here tonight. They are in first at 8-1. Haddon Township 8-2. Audubon 7-2. The Green Wave, though, trying to have a last say about that here tonight. It's a called strike 2, and the count now 1-2 to Roldan.
This kid throws strikes. He's done a great job. Hey, save it for Rifkin.
West Deptford in the preseason polls, number 7. They currently rank number 9 in the Courier Post top 20. Roldan hanging tough as he got a piece of that one. Count remains 1-2. West Deptford, of course, last year got to the South Jersey Group 3 final, losing to Seneca. Second year in a row they reached the final, right? Last year, 2006 as well. Again, a breaking ball, this time from DeSimone, and Roldan is able to...
Well, this kid really makes pitchers work, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked about his numbers at the plate. Not really the great batting average for Roldan, but certainly good on-base percentage and a ton of walks. That pitch misses wide, and the count now 2-2.
He's got a great eye.
Yeah, Roldan came into the night hitting 182. 6 for 33 on the season coming into tonight. Got him that time.
What a
though.
job by DeSimone.
Comes in and strikes out the side here in the top half of the 7th, and West Deptford will walk out of here with a 5-3 victory here at home against the Audubon Green Wave. Again, West Deptford trying to lay claim, Bob, to that top spot in the Colonial Conference. They've won the conference 4 years in a row and looking for 5.
I guess if you're giving out game balls, you got to give one to Jake Rifkin, Mike, because he had that rugged first inning. Looked like he might not even get out of it. Settled down, pitched 5 shutout innings after that, and then the stopper DeSimone came in for the save. And but I think Rifkin deserves a lot of credit for this performance tonight because he really had a tough first.
Absolutely. Threw 38 pitches in that first inning in which he walked a couple of batters, did get a couple of strikeouts, gave up 2 hits, and Audubon had scored 3 runs in that first inning. It looked like it was going to be a long night for the Eagles, but that was it. That's the only 3 runs Audubon scored. West Deptford manages to get the home run from Steve Jacobowski, I should say, in the first. Then they put 3 up in the third, and as you said, Bob, earlier on, 5 unanswered runs from West Deptford. They trailed at 3-0, come back to win it by the score of 5-3.
Well, I was impressed with Renaro. He came in with the big numbers and 26 runs batted coming in. He got 2 more tonight. This kid is a legitimate hitter.
Absolutely. That'll do it here from Union Field. Once again, the final score, West Deptford 5, the Audubon Green Wave 3. For my partner, Bob Shryock, I'm Mike Shute saying thanks for watching here on Comcast Sports, and have a good night.